回してないわよ。私も知らなかったのよ。でもまあ、私たちはもう敵同士なんかじゃない。
あ、横にずれろ。
ごめん。
敵同士じゃなくても、なんでお前俺たちの船に乗ってんだよ。
私が今乗ってなかったら、この船はデューなってと思ってんのよ。
海軍に奪われてたかもね。
カモネじゃないわよ。
海軍からゴーイングメリー号を守ってくれたのか。
なぜだ。
なんで。
友達だかんだよ。
つまりミスター2、海軍の海岸法によってお前らも島を出られなくなり、味方を増やそうと考えたわけ
集
な。
え友情の名のもとに力を合わせて戦いましょう。
見つけました。麦わらの一味の船です。サンドラ川上流より。
戦闘準備。
Okay, episode 127, A Farewell to Arms, Pirates and a Little Justice. I think since the arc is currently coming to a close, I won't have too many notes to make for the next few episodes. I will probably just point out scenes and character interactions that I really enjoyed. As Tashigi is arresting Crocodile, it also seems like she's thinking of the moment Luffy came to ask which way did Crocodile go, and she pointed him in the right direction. I wonder if this is to show us she is aware of who defeated Crocodile. Like, we already know they know, but I think maybe that, in that specific scene, was just affirming to us that Tashigi knew he was the one that went to defeat Crocodile by himself, if that makes sense. There is also a couple of scenes where the anime shows us all the defeated Baroque Works agents. For example, Mr. 4 and Miss Merry Christmas, Mr. 1 and Miss Doublefinger, and then we see Mr. 2 walk around a corner and he says, "Just you watch." I wonder what that is about. Was it just to make us curious? Because at this point, I've watched up until episode 130, so I know he ends up helping the Straw Hats, partly because he needs help escaping too. So I'm just curious what that scene meant when he said, "Just you watch." I took a screenshot from Crunchyroll and the subtitles say, "Just you wait and see." So it's a bit different, but it still means the same thing. I'm just curious what this meant exactly. Just wait and see. What? Wait and see what? What was your plan here? It might have been just to make us nervous. Like, oh my gosh, is he going to do something bad? Like, what's his plan here? But still, this is why I wish I was reading the manga right after watching a couple of episodes, so I could compare the anime-only scenes to what actually happened in the manga. I'm sure the anime adds a couple of things here and there and does things differently, because adapting a manga to an anime is obviously not an easy thing to do. And certain things are added or taken away because it's supposed to maybe help with the flow of the story. In anime format, it's maybe supposed to add some suspense. So yeah, for some reason, this scene really made me, like, curious. Just wait and see what. The following is just a quote from the king. I actually ended up writing down quite a few quotes in this arc, and it's not necessarily a quote that you can just take and use out of context. These are things that were said in this episode and in this arc, that it's relevant in this part of the story, and it's so meaningful when you watch it or hear it in context. So that's why some quotes I don't always take out of my notes and put. Remember in my One Piece anime cast that I posted like yesterday, some people were saying, why is this quote not there, why is that quote not there? And sometimes even if I include a quote in my notes, like this quote here, I don't always end up putting it in my One Piece favorite quotes list, because sometimes certain quotes only are meaningful to me in context, and maybe they don't mean as much to me just out of context. And that quotes document is mostly things for like quotes that are meaningful to me. Like I want to go and read them, and maybe sometimes I won't remember exactly where they're from, although I'm sure I will. I'm just saying, like, it's mostly quotes that can be meaningful even if someone reads them who has never seen the story. Whereas other quotes, like this, for example, you have to watch the story, you have to understand the characters for it to be meaningful for you, you know? Okay, so here is the actual quote. It is natural to mourn, as it is to feel intolerable emotions. We have lost much and gained nothing, but we shall move forward. No matter who you fought against, that war happened and now it's over. No one can erase what happened in the past. Stand upon this war and live. Kingdom of Alabasta. So I just found that speech in the episode, I remember like literally tearing up. It was very moving. And I've said this 1,000 times, but I love Vivi and especially King Cobra as leaders. They are truly, truly inspiring leaders. Okay, so I've gotten halfway into the episode and then I saw this. And it's basically Hina's ship and then the Baroque Works ship on that side. And Hina says, Smoker-kun, what on earth is this rain? Don't tell me that you used the Dawn's powder. Smoker denies that he used it, saying, I know better than to commit a crime. The Alabasta king kept his hands off this powder. What's the point of me going against his morals now? While watching the episode, I didn't for a moment think that Smoker had used the Dawn's powder, but there was a discussion on my Patreon about the argument stating he did, and the argument stating he did not. I'll post the discussion below. So you guys can go read this in your own time. I actually posted it here too. So if you look, here's my channel, and then you click here, community tab. I actually posted a poll here where you can also read the whole conversation. It's basically just everyone's arguments for and against it. As many of you may have noticed, in the reaction video, I didn't think for a moment that Smoker possibly used the Dawn's powder. But I do understand where both sides are coming from. The people that say he might have and the people that say he didn't. I choose to believe that Smoker did not use the Dawn's powder for the same reasons as stated by those with the same opinion above. So that meaning you can go read through these. It's a lot to read through. And plus, you can read through the comments here. I don't want to read too much because AlexxRu, one of my patrons, said that there are some spoilery comments. So I only read a couple of the top ones. But one of these ones made it sound like they think I was confused about it. But to be honest, I never thought that Smoker could use or would use the rain powder. But I just thought when I heard that some people were saying on my Patreon, I think he did use it because these reasons, I felt like that's interesting. Here's something, you know, we don't agree on. Here's something that, you know, you see your side, they see their side. I thought it would be cool to see how many people feel which is true, you know? So that's why I ended up putting the poll up, asking, did Smoker use the Dawn's powder or did he not? It wasn't because I was confused or I thought like, did he not? For me, it's very clear that he did not use the Dawn's powder, but I do understand where the people are coming from that said he might have. Dear God, I don't know if you guys can hear that bird screaming, but it's freaking irritating. I'm just gonna ignore it, and if you hear it, it's just a bird that's outside that's screaming because I don't know why. An interesting take from one of my patrons, AlexxRu, the same patron who told me about some of the comments in the post here being spoilery. I think a strong reason why people think Smoker used Dawn's powder is that a fan translation from a long time ago had a line saying it, but I could never find that written anywhere in any official Japanese version or the official English version, so I think it's fake news. Here's the fan translation, and on the side here you can see it says, the one who brought this rain was ... and then it's Smoker and that whole scene we saw in the anime as well. But in the official translation, it doesn't say that, and it like here oh my god, I can't show you. Here on the side, it's not that I cut it off, like this is cut off, but that's how it looks like. There is no part saying, and the one who brought the rain was ... I think it was maybe a fan thought it was possible, did the translation and put it there, and then more and more people started to think that was the truth because they read the fan translation. But yeah, I don't think it's possible. Arsalan said, furthermore, the rain starts immediately after Crocodile loses consciousness, which to me indicates he was preventing it from raining with his powers. Obviously, in the area where the kingdom, they're around the castle. It could have been Smoker though, only Oda knows. But there are so many arguments that just make sense to me that it was not, like Smoker, it wasn't that he used the dance powder. Some people were saying it was because of when Pell flew up in the sky with the bomb and then the bomb exploded. And they talk about heat and stuff and how that is scientifically could cause it to rain. So that is one explanation, what was building the rain. And then with Crocodile, when he was unconscious, obviously his power that was like, you know how in games sometimes your character has a latent power that's kind of always working, but you don't have to actively make it work. It's just like a latent power. I don't know how to explain that. But when the character gets knocked out, obviously that latent power can't work. So I think it's something like that. And obviously not just one thing, but a combination of these things. And like some people are also saying Crocodile couldn't even, like his power isn't so strong that he could not make it rain over all of Alabasta, like the whole fucking, I don't know, island, continent, whatever, how big it is, whatever we classify it as. So he obviously had to use a ship that makes it rain in part so that it steals the rain, that doesn't go over to the country. And so yeah, people are giving a bunch of different reasonings and as to how Crocodile got it not to rain for so long and why it suddenly started raining in that instance. I'm not gonna take too much time to discuss it, but if you want, definitely go read these comments in the document that I posted, or you can just go to my community tab, and here is all of it is copied and pasted here, and lots of people commented more reasons. So if you want to read more, you could definitely do that. Next. I totally like the dynamic of these two, and I may or may not ship them as a couple already. I think that their dynamic is really fun. They went to the academy at the same time, and they have this kind of banter going on. I really kind of like it in a way, but I also don't want to think like sometimes people just don't get along. It doesn't mean that there's anything going on between them, but sometimes it does. And with these two, I feel maybe. That's just my personal opinion. I even think like their hair color, it's like these pastel bluish green and pastel pink. I think they go so well together. Here's just a quote from Toto-Oji-san. Look, Koza, the rain is falling. Just 3 years, that's all it took, right? Seeing Toto made me so happy. He is such a small character. With that I mean he doesn't show up a lot, like he doesn't have a big role, many lines, but his belief and overall meaning to the story is actually so impactful. And then here is a screenshot of Tashigi and Smoker telling her, if you're frustrated enough to cry, become stronger. This was an awesome scene. It was also very meaningful to me. The whole scene was amazing. Tashigi's character development is top tier, and I'm just laughing at the people who told me I was judging her too harshly. Like, seriously, I'm pretty sure she would look back on how she was acting before and feel the same way. That's the whole point of stories. Characters don't start out all that great all the time. They are meant to grow as people, and that's why I'm always honest about how I feel. She was narrow-minded at first and is growing into a person who can think for herself and wants to become stronger, not for power and to dish out justice according to what the government decides. She wants to become stronger so that she can have more choices. Like she said, she can't say that she followed her own sense of justice when she helped Luffy find Crocodile, because it was not like she had a choice. She wasn't strong enough to do anything else in that situation, but Luffy was, and the pirate she had been chasing was the one who took justice into his own hands. She wants to be able to do the same. At least that's part of how I interpreted these scenes. Episode 128, The Pirates' Banquet and Operation Escape Alabasta. Last night I posted my first One Piece anime cast talking about my favorite Straw Hats, supporting characters, villains, quotes, arcs, and more. If you want, you can watch it. It is this video over here. The last one I posted, One Piece arcs, which are my favorite so far, anime cast number 17. Or you can read it here, but this is obviously for people going through the notes. They can just click that and it takes them to the up-to-date favorite lists and everything. So you can scroll through them and see for yourself. Also, in case you missed these, reacting to One Piece openings and endings part 1, reacting to One Piece openings and endings part 2. But you can also, in the pinned comment of this video, you can also go find those links if you want to watch those. I absolutely love the scene of them eating in the dining hall, going to screenshot a few moments just because I enjoy seeing them have so much fun. So this is just to look back on these scenes and enjoy them. Here's one of Sanji and Chopper, Usopp and Eyelashes and Luffy, Nami, more of Luffy and the King. This one of Zoro is really funny, and Vivi laughing, which makes me really happy. And then this is later, obviously. I should actually put this on a different page, but okay. Zoro washing Chopper's back is so precious, and also the King pointing to where the baths are is hilarious, and another reason why I love him so much as a character. I also took screenshots of their bounties. Luffy's bounty is 100 million berry, and Zoro's bounty is 60,000 million berry. I'm posting too many screenshots to be honest, but I really love their wanted posters. I think these look so cool. His is still the same picture from before. His bounty just went up, but Zoro's picture, I think it looks really cool, and I wanted to save it. But now I'm curious. I think, if I remember correctly, Japanese yen to 1,406,012,319. Jesus fucking Christ, that is a lot of... That's a big bounty. That's a ridiculous bounty. As far as I know, though, people have said that Oda kind of exaggerates when it comes to numbers, but what? That's a ridiculous amount. Okay, wait, if we do yen to dollar, let's try that again. $93,506,000. That is honestly an insane amount. I cannot with numbers. How is that their bounty? So then if Zoro's is 60 million yen, that is 56 million 1,036, right? That's how many dollars it is. Never mind, it's 5,610,360. What? Does this number even make sense? 5,610,000. 65,061,036, right? Jesus. Why are numbers so difficult? They get too big. Clearly, there is something wrong with... Like, how is their bounty that much? I don't know. Yeah, that's all of my notes anyway for these 2 episodes. Next video, as I said, will be episode 129 and 130. I will not be editing any fillers, but I am watching I already watched episode 131 and 132, which is filler, and I will be watching this Tuesday episode 133, 134, and 135. Then, but I won't be editing highlights for those for YouTube. Those just go up for patrons, the full reactions. Then on Friday the 11th of October, I'll be watching episode 144 and 145. So then I get back to canon, and those I will be editing, of course. So 136 to 143, I won't be recording any reactions to, or not for Patreon or anything. I will probably try and watch those in my own time at some point. But to be honest, if people decide, because my patrons decide which fillers I react to, for me, if they don't think it's reaction worthy, then I don't really feel like it's watch worthy either, because I generally don't like fillers anyway, because it depends which story. But with a story like One Piece, which I'm so invested in and I'm making notes for it, I feel like watching the fillers for those, like, it kind of just ends up throwing me off. But at the same time, some of the fillers, for example 131 and 132, it's nice because it doesn't make the characters do anything out of character, and it's enjoyable to see them have like slice of life time together. So I understand that fillers can definitely be enjoyable, but that's why I go off what my patrons say are reaction worthy. If it's not reaction worthy, then I don't think, like, I wouldn't want to watch it anyway, because it's probably not fun to watch, and it's just gonna throw me off because none of it really happened, you know. So yeah, that's it for today. I'm sorry if I sounded a bit offish. I have to be honest and say that the bird was really irritating, because it kept screaming, and I had to re-record things the whole time to try and talk so that it doesn't scream, but mostly I just went through it and tried to talk over it. So yeah, I'm sorry if you could sense my irritability in the while reading the notes. I'll try and do better next time. Usually I don't record around this time. I actually try and organize my schedule so that I sleep from like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning until like 11, 12ish. As long as I sleep 8 hours, I'm fine. But I like working in the evenings, like through the night, because then the whole world is quiet, no one is bothering me, and the internet is usually better around that time. But these last couple of days, my sleep schedule has been turned around, and it's really frustrating. I don't like when people are awake and I have to deal with them, people and the birds and things. Cats are nice because cats, like my cat is awake when I'm awake, and cats mostly sleep anyway, but they're also night creatures, so I get to spend time with my cat. So it's not, I'm trying to say is, it's not that I hate animals or anything, it's just like I like a quiet world. Okay, that's it from my side. Thank you so much for spending time with me, for watching anime with me, and for sharing your thoughts. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.